Howdy fellas, Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. Today on YouTube I have the completion build of my nuclear powered ballistic submarine, USS Washington, SSBN 598, and scale 1/200. This completes the build, fellas, as you can see right here, and we'll zoom in a little bit here and review the model. This model built quicker than I thought it would, fellas. I thought I'd be on this thing for at least 2-3 months, but I guess my speculations was absolutely wrong compared to the building of the model itself. What speeds up the kit, folks, is all in sub-assembly. That's all done as one unit in its entirety. So all it was to complete this model, folks, I had to touch up the interior a little bit, do some cleanup here and there, and apply a few the crew figures, and do the final painting. As you can see, the Polaris missile has finally blasted away from missile tube number 3. And it's on its way to the surface to its target. And simulation, of course, you all know, cotton is the best thing in the world to simulate smoke and exhaust and fire. So it's a very good effect to use cotton. So that's one thing everybody learns really quick in the modeling building business. Okay, fellas, on the George Washington, it was to the overall perspective of the model and the view of the kit. It's the first time I've ever built one of these by Windmall, although I had plenty of time of buying one of these kits over 50 years ago. But I had other projects in hand, and I said, well, any days I'll get one, but never did. So thank God for Revell Monogram. They finally dug up the old molds of the Windwall and the other old companies that made models in years past. They're starting to bring those out to view for other for newer modelers and modelers like me who build them with schoolboys. And this model here makes an excellent addition to any nautical collection available. To your submarine fleet, this thing is one kind of a model. From my understanding, Revell made one of these too with a whole different kit form compared to the Windwall. So this is actually a reproduction of the Windwall kit, sold by Revell, because Revell is like most companies like Gunco. They go up there and dig up these old kits. All these old molds been laying around for 50-something years or so, you know, and they buy the molds out and they fix and they make models from them. Here's a close-up view, fellas. As you can see on the hull right there, is 3 coats of black on there. I started out with flat black, let it dry, then I went ahead and toned the black down by using whites. That gives it the immersion of salt water and plus wear and tear. And this is the support side, which is the side not viewing the interior's details. There's sail number 598 right there next to the diving plane. And you can see the smoke from the Polaris missile. And get the camera focused a bit, fellas. We can look at the screw. There's the stern planes and the rudder and the single screw it's got. And the water line is red oxide. That was the base primer coat of the whole model before I painted the black. And the surfaces do move and everything. The rudder moves and the diving planes moves, as you can see. And I made the suits, boy, wants to go left and right, guys. You know, and as you can see, diving planes work well. They function quite well. And this is a great kit, guys. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's very educational. I mean, if you know nothing about submarines, you're a novice and you build one of these because you would like to add one to your collection. This model, you'll learn more about this model when you get done with it before you know it, you started building it. And you can see the weathering effect I've done on it. I went ahead and applied a coat of Krylon Clear. Let that Krylon Clear dry, and after that I went back and use some dull finish on it to dull down the matte finish and the gloss finish on it. And it's about time for us to turn this thing around and review the insides of it. And we'll go from there. And right there is the forward section of the sub itself. And I'll back off and turn this thing around and open up there, it's already opened up already for you already. We'll close that at the end of the video. Here's the, that way Susan will quit spinning around, maybe we'll get this thing going here, fellas. We already see the port side. Let's see the starboard side, Frank. Come on, turn that thing around. There you go. That's a good bingo. There you go, guys. As you can see, the attack center, the control compartment right there, and there's some crew figures you can see around there. The torpedo room right there, and down below you got the galley and the mess decks. Plus you got the officers' wardroom and also the CPO's wardroom down below there. And then as you proceed aft, there's the Polaris missile tubes that they're given various washes of yellows and oranges to simulate the missile tubes itself. All the engineering on it, plus the reactor was given a coat of wash. That brings up the details to it real good. Look very closely, you can see the crew figures right there, fellas. I got them in their dungarees right there. Nowadays, they all wear overalls. And I'm quite certain back in 1959, 1960, they all wore dungarees. There was no overalls back in them days. Back in the 80s, that's when they started doing that. So, as right starboard side of the hull, it does trice up, fellas. And you can see the reactor right there. I applied some wash right there to highlight the details. And there's the gyro room right there behind the missile tube. There's the Polaris missile blasting its way out of that tube right there. And it's going good, and there's a lot of parts in there, and it took a long time. I spent a lot of hours there, fellas, getting that detail as good as I can get it in there. And we'll back off a little bit and finish up the video. First I'll close up the starboard side of the hull half, and that'll complete that. If I get my hands on it a little bit, I'm trying to be careful to smell that detail. It's drying about 5 hours, it should be dried by now. There you go. It should snap right now. After it snaps, it's there to stay. And there it goes, guys. We'll end the video right here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And thank you for your wonderful comments and everything. This is the first time I built one of these before, and not that difficult to build, not to paint. So we do weathering on black. Most submarines nowadays, guys, are blacks. So to get the weathering, you got to tone your black down by using white. But every time you use a different white color, it gives your flat black a different tone, give it a simulation of the weathering effect, as you can see. And switch around the starboard side, and you can see the weathering on it. And diving planes, they're functional. They trice up and down for diving, and this is an old kit, guys. This thing's been around since I was a schoolboy, and I never bought one of these before. I had plenty of time to getting one of these kits, but I decided maybe one of these years I'll be able to debate and get one. So I'm glad that Ravel dug up the old molds. There's Handsome Jack right there, giving the stamp approval and both thumbs up, and then we'll end the video. Okay, guys, so we're ready to get out of here right now, and we'll zoom in and zoom out, and I'd like to have a little closing on the video. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and thank you for your wonderful comments again. And you remember now, we've got two great colossal group builds coming up on the 1st of January of our Lord 2014. We got Robert Goslin and the D-Day build, and like I said before, I cannot stress anymore, fellas. There's going to be a lot out there in that group build. I can guarantee you that. This is going to be a 6-month group build, so there's going to be a lot of models out there, guys, and I'll be one of them. And don't forget Steve now. He's got his aircraft carrier, shipboard carrier aircraft. I surmise it's all reciprocal or jet aircraft, the same all the way from Wright Brothers up to what they got now, but I'll be in it, so I'll be a lot there in the carrier group, fellas. So stay tuned to those two colossal builds, and we got other group builds coming up right now. So right now it's shaking pretty good to my knowledge. We got Speedy 197's 1960 aircraft. It could be jet aircraft or reciprocal, fellas. The choice is yours. I got the F4C Phantom, so stay tuned. I'll have a video of that coming up probably this evening sometime. And so this completes my build of my ballistic submarine, the USS George Washington. And I'm very happy you guys enjoy this thing. It's one-of-a-kind model. And it goes together quite well. So I'll back up here and give you guys a big wave bye-bye. And St. Nick right there, wave bye-bye, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. So stay tuned, fellas, for my update on Speedy's group build of F4C Phantom. And goodbye, boys. Take care. I'll see you next video.